All right, welcome back to High IQ Plays. Some old, some new. Here's the first one. Royals Cardinals play at the plate. Catcher decides they have no chance, fires back to third to get the trail runner, chucks it into the outfield. Should have scored the runner, except Bobby Witt with a fake tag. Watch it again down here. Check out third base. Elias Diaz comes up throwing, completely misses his target, but Bobby Witt instinctively throws a fake tag on the runner. He gets confused. He's not able to go home, and that saves the Royals a run right here. Third base coach Pop Warner was on it. He's pointing like a madman to get home, but Bobby's fake tag sold the play very nicely and saved his team a run. Okay, our next play takes us to Miami Braves Marlins. Chris Morel with a deep line drive to left. Watch Mauricio Dubon with the deke move right here. Pretends for a moment like he's going to catch this ball. Watch him square up his body and face home plate, even though this ball is way over his head, which ends up fooling the runner, Otto Lopez, who hesitates between second and third. Ultimately, this deke stops the run from coming around. Check it out on the high home camera so we can track the base runner, Otto Lopez, here. Here he comes around second base. Slight hesitation. Oh, and then he has to go to third. So a very well-executed deke by Mauricio Dubon. This is an incredibly instinctual play. To do this while you're thinking about going and retrieving a ball, most guys would go grab it and get it in there and try to stop it that way. He goes ahead and throws a little doubt in the runner's mind with his deke and does a great job there keeping Otto Lopez at third base and not scoring. Great play by Dubon. Now we go to Baltimore. Jays and Orioles. Marlin on the mound looking for a free out. Valenzuela with the back pick to first. A beautiful timing play. Run to perfection to catch Pete Alonso napping off of first base. Let's think about this again. First and second, 2 outs in a 1-run game. Orioles desperate to score. Blue Jays looking for a get-out-of-jail-free card. They call for the fastball away. Valenzuela doesn't even hesitate. Fires it right to Vlad, who was sneaking in behind Pete right here, taking advantage of a little bit of a too aggressive secondary lead. Alonso thinking about scoring the go-ahead run on a ball in the gap. Blue Jays use that aggressiveness to their ability, and they are able to convert a free out. Here's that view again from the top. Look at Vlad sneaking in at first base. Beautifully done. I wish I had some of those when I was pitching. All right, Rockies Pirates way back on May 13th. Bases loaded, 2 outs in the second inning. Henry Davis hits a hard shot to third. They go to the easy way to second, but wait, Brandon Lau beats the throw to the bag by not sliding instead of running through the bag here. Yes, this causes some chaos as now the play dissolves into a rundown situation, but he knew he had to get to that bag. It meant the difference between scoring a run and not scoring a run. And then bonus points here, they're also able to get interference on Quintana. So 2 runs come home to score thanks to Brandon Lau's heads up, very aggressive base running from first to second here as he comes wheeling around, beats the throw, and throws everything into chaos. If he goes feet first there, odds are he is out, but he knows that going in standing up is probably the quickest way from point A to point B, uses that fact to be safe, and it ends up generating 2 runs that they wouldn't have otherwise had. Incredible heads up, base running, and overall aggression by Brandon Lau. And honestly, you don't see this very often, but this was a very, very smart heads up play, so I'm glad we got to feature it this week. All right, now to Wrigley Cubs Reds. Little timing pickoff play. Edward Cabrera over to Michael Busch, puts the tag on Elly De La Cruz. Initially ruled safe, later overturned to out. But what you don't see, as you can see here on the center field camera, is the catcher giving the timing response and sign to the pitcher. Check out our catcher back there. Watch out the little hand motion right there, telling him it's time to go, make the pick. Little in front of the runner screenplay by Busch as well. Don Mattingly style here, which I always think is a good strategy when you're trying to keep a fast runner on. He doesn't know whether to react by going back or not. There's a little bit of a hesitation here. Cabrera puts the throw right on the bag, and they get a free out. So a nice timing play. You know De La Cruz is going to run. They take advantage of his aggression, and they're able to pick him off right here with a pretty nice timing play here. Well designed by the Cubs. All right, to finish up this week, it's Dodgers, Angels, and Nick Madrigal, who used an incredible amount of grind in his game to draw 3 walks and see 30-plus pitches and wear down Emmett Sheehan and the Dodgers in this game. There's a few challenges here mixed in, but this is just old school, refuse to go down, refuse to put a ball in play, and find a way to get on base 3 times and drive up the pitch count. So here's the first at-bat versus Sheehan. Immediately fouls behind behind 1-2. Fouls off that slider there. Here comes a 4-seam. Good take on that above the zone. Now he's going to foul off another fastball here. This is called being a pest. You don't see as much of this anymore, but I can tell you as a pitcher, it's very, very frustrating to face a batter who refuses to go away and just keeps making you chuck and chuck and chuck pitches. You're thinking, what do I have to do to get you just to hit the dang ball and play? I don't even care if you get a hit at this point. I'm tired of wasting my time with you. But Madrigal says, I don't care what you want. I'm going to do what I want, which is find a way on base. So after about 6 straight foul balls, he has this beautiful overturn right here. Tried the front door curveball, goes ahead and does the overturn. That is barely above the zone, so earns himself another pitch. And he's going to foul it off. Staying alive, and then another overturn here as he is able to draw the walk on the strength of a whole bunch of foul balls and an overturn. So sees a 15 pitch at bat in at bat number 1, at bat number 2 versus Blake Trinan, since he already took too much of the wind out of Sheehan's sails. He's got a reliever in there in the 4th inning, and he's going to go ahead and grind out another walk here versus Trinan. A couple wild pitches built in here as well. Another example of an at-bat where he got to 2 strikes, but didn't give in. Great take on that sweeper. Here's a sinker. Doesn't budge on that, and ultimately draws his 2nd walk of the day. Sees another 6 pitches in the process. And if that wasn't enough, he goes ahead and gets a 12-pitch at-bat and a 3rd walk here versus Vesia. So really ruined their day big time. Seeing 12 pitches here, 6 in the 2nd at-bat and 15 in the 1st at-bat. Any way you slice it, that's very, very valuable, even without getting any hits. So not an approach you see a lot, but Madrigal shows how being a pest up there can ultimately help your team win the ball game. Here it is, 2-2 versus Vesia, fouls that slider off. And this was just one of those days. The Dodgers probably talked about this after the game, like, man, we just couldn't get one by this guy. Vesia even tries the rare changeup here. Thinks, I'll come off the menu with something. Madrigal's like, nope, not going to work, buddy. Another fastball fouled off. Here comes a challenge. This is his 3rd successful challenge of the day, which is fantastic. So not only is it the strike zone judgment and the foul balls, but it's kind of the combination of both that allowed him to be so damn annoying in this game. And annoying, I mean that as a huge compliment to Madrigal. Here's the last pitch and a walk. So Vesia went to the changeup a couple different times because, frankly, he didn't know what else to do. That pitch was also pretty close. Another great take. And that's how you wear down a pitching staff. You see a lot of pitches, and you don't ever give in. Great job by Madrigal right there. I wanted to shout that out.